16th note triplets simply mean that you're playing twice as fast as your 8th note triplets. They're also called sextuplets because you are playing 6 notes to every beat. Now this is what you hear the shred guitar players playing, and when you have your 3-note per string layouts, it just really works well. And triplets are a great way to provide that enthusiasm in your playing. Listen to the accompanying jam track, which just shows the feel here. The accented notes are the slow tempo of 59. Play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going. Those are the 8th note triplets. Let's count. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And then we simply play twice as fast. I used both picking schemes, and I went down, up, down, up, down, up for the first time on the 16th note triplets. Then I went to down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay. Now, there's no sense in trying to play these against some of our faster tempo grooves. We're going to go down to our very slow jam track. Just an E blues, very slow. Your grid is 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Here are your 8th note triplets. Let's play a little chord thing. You can use any of your picking schemes, all down strokes, or down, up, down, down. That feels real nice. Or you can strict alternate picking. Those are your 16th note triplets. Let's do it with single notes. Those are your swing 8s. Let's count. 1, let 2, let 3, let 4, right? 1. Let's do the 8th note triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. 16th notes. It's important that you realize it's just twice as fast. Now, this is how you would organize a fast little 3-note lick. I've seen students come in and they can be pretty much in the pocket on a slow blues like this through 8th note triplets. But as soon as they start to play some faster figures, it loses the groove. It's because they don't understand or hear that 16th note subdivision. So let's work on just a lick to make something up here. We've got 1, let 2, let 3. Now if I go, that's 8th note triplets. Then if I go, do you see how it's still in the pocket? I went up to the 16th note triplets. Okay? So it's very important that you practice these and that you get this idea of the subdivision. I'm not going to do it here, but what I might recommend you do is you take the jam tracks and you maybe, or make some of your own where you switch and you just write, okay, a measure of quarter notes, and then a measure of swing 8s, and then a measure of 8th note triplets, then a measure of 16th note triplets. Then you start writing in, especially good if you have a drum machine or some means of doing this. Metronome, you can't really do it, but if you have a drum machine, program yourself some measures where you intersperse those. We may go like 1, 2, let 3 triplet. And another way, we haven't talked about how to count these 16-note triplets. Well, besides it being a tongue twister, you're going to kind of run out of syllables. So a way to perceive these 16th-note triplets would be as follows. Everything we've been doing has been in common or 4/4 time. We counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we used syllables like trip and let for our subdivisions of each third of a beat, correct? If you have these 16th-note triplets, you can think in terms of 8/8, meaning this. If I think of 4/4 time as 8/8, that means that I'm subdividing the 4 beats into 8 symmetrical sections, okay? 8 evenly divided groups. Now that would be back to the straight eighth feel. But if I look at this and assign the eighth note as one beat, I then have 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 5 triplet, 6 triplet, 7 triplet, 8 triplet. That's the same as going at this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same as me taking each beat and subdividing it into 6 equal parts. I hope you understand what I just said. Because I can remember early on here at TrueFire, you know, we used to be called Notes on Call, and we started off doing the audio components for the lessons that appeared in the back of Guitar Player magazine. And Jesse Gress, the great player and great transcriber, would transcribe some of these slow blues licks, you know, different great players in slow blues vein. And he would have these 16th note triplets and all kind of really complicated rhythms. And one of the best ways to deal with it was to, instead of thinking of it as in 4/4, I would think of it as 8/8. And that helped me have more points of reference. Because if you're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, you got a lot of time to float around in between. You might think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and double the tempo. In other words, if I'm going here, let's listen. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just counted the triplets, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You probably won't be able to hear that because what I'm doing is I'm hearing the da 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 da, and this is where your pick strokes can help you. Downstrokes are easy because you have gravity on your side. So I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, and it's kind of tricky if you don't hear it. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my tempo, really slow, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I apply that to a very slow groove. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got the beat right there, the quarter notes, right? But then when I go to 16th note triple, my downstrokes still on those numbers if I'm thinking of it as 8/8. Now, what I just explained, I just realized it might have sounded kind of complex and confusing. But as we get into some of these rhythms, and as you study your rhythms, you'll be able to feel these 16th note figures. I think the bottom line on this lesson is for you to clearly understand that when you play a faster lick in a triplet feel, you're probably, most likely, going to go to 16th note triplets. So make sure that you're not losing the groove on that. Let's just finish this lesson off like this. We'll take a figure of 3 different notes, okay? So if I go 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Those are the 16th note triplets. You still got to line up. That's my point. You can't start floating around. I'll demonstrate some poor rhythmic approach. Here I have. Then I go. See, I'm floating all over the place. Now, floating, in my opinion, is a term I use when somebody sounds like they don't know what they're doing. And it's obvious they don't know what they're doing. They're not aware of the grid. That is not the same as taking rhythmic liberties. You can tell when a player is confident rhythmically and he or she is going out and creating a bending time warp kind of thing going on. So you're trying to get locked in so that then you're free. I hope this has not confused you too much on these 16th note triplets. But the next thing we're going to talk about is one of the hippest things you're going to use in your blues and your shuffle playing. They are quarter note triplets.